What do car guys love to do? They love to pop the hood and take a look at the engine. And what is crucial to the engine? The carburetor, of course. I'm here with Barry Grant, Demon Carburetors. How you doing, my man?
Good, good. Enjoying this show very much.
I got to tell you, when it comes down to car guys and meeting the guys behind the companies, it doesn't get cooler than this. Demon Carburetors, putting a face to a company name finally. How you doing?
Good, good. I mean, I'm a hot rodder and racer and have been for 30 years, and we've been in business 24 years. So, I mean, I do this. I mean, I got blisters on my hands from finishing up the last project.
Now, you're kind of doing something innovative. You're using the same manifold with different setups. First, let's talk about the manifold itself.
Okay, this here is our Autorama intake. All the runners are equal length. They cross over like this in order to get runner length for torque, and they're also all even in length so that you get perfect fuel distribution from cylinder to cylinder.
That's always been a problem in the intake carburation setup, is getting the right amount of fuel to each carb.
Yes, because what happened in the early 60s, hoods became low profile, so they squashed the whole induction system and they compromised all the runner lengths, which doesn't help the engine run properly.
Now what's great about this intake that you developed is you can do several different carburation setups on it, right?
That's correct, Chris. So you can put 7 different systems on the manifold, and we get better fuel distribution, which allows you to run more camshaft and still have a real sweet idle without watering your eyes. You don't have rich cylinders and lean cylinders and all that fouling of the plugs and having to clear it out, because every little bird, every cylinder is getting the same amount of food.
Now tell us about some of the different setups that you can do on this same intake. I know that you've got that inline 4 that you're really proud of.
Yeah, the inline 4 barrel just now is coming out. It's been 2.5 years in development, and what happened was the inline 4 was the reason for the manifold development, and then we started putting multiple setups because customers were asking for it. So you can run 3 carburetors, you can run 4 carburetors, you can run 6 carburetors, you can run a regular standard 4 barrel, and you can run the Badman, or if you got a gasser style car, you can run 2 4 barrels inline. So it's very, very flexible, and whatever kind of style you want under your hood for the period that you're trying to, how you want your car. You want it to be high tech, you want it to be old school, you want it to be gasser, and still have it run really nicely.
And that's a great name for that carburation system too, the Badman. That's that inline 4 you're talking about.
That's correct.
And I know you've started to chrome some of your carbs too.
Well, our carburetors are nice because they have a smooth appearance, and when you chrome one of our carbs, it really, really looks good. But it took us a couple of years to find a chromer that could chrome the carburetors without burning them, because there's a lot of places that'll chrome carburetors and they burn the carburetor and ruin it, and that hasn't been the case.
And of course, it's not going to operate properly when it's burned. And the latest thing that Barry has is for you Ford small block guys. Tell us about that.
Well, back in the day when the small block Chevy was popular, the 289s came out, and you couldn't really get any good parts. Well, the aftermarket has changed that, and now you can get terrific parts, and the 302s, 347s, and 351 Windsors are extremely popular because a lot of guys now want a Ford in their Ford. And so what we did is we came out with the Autorama for the Ford, and it just came off the dyno and it's just ready to go to tooling. This is the first place it's been displayed, and aside from the small block Chevy, it's been the second requested product.
And not only is it brand spanking new, but you said on the truck out here is actually still wet.
Oh, it was still wet, because after we make one and dyno it, then it's got to be modeled so that it's got the right shape to go to digitizing to make the tooling. And to be honest, I forgot to put the temperature sending bung in it, so I had to fix that right before we left, and that part of the manifold was wet, and we had to put it in the middle of the truck so it wouldn't touch anything and dry while we were coming here.
All right, Hubheads, a lot of you guys out there have probably heard of Demon Carburetors. Well, now you've met Barry, put a face to the company. Look him up on Hub Garage. I know he's going to be up there soon. And next time you're looking for a badass carburetor, you got to go with the Demon. Thanks a lot, Barry.
You're welcome, Chris.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm Barry Grant, and you're watching Hub Garage.